"Can you tell me what a fascist is?" She smirked a little when she said it, because I was 14 and full of shit. Only a lot more than I am now. I was a freshman in AP history, and I had leveled the accusation against a political leader who's long since left office or become irrelevant. And I sat there red-faced because I couldn't really tell her what I meant. And I knew that I shouldn't have said it because of that. And it pretty much shut me down for a few weeks. Years later, I submit a story to the Chicago Reader about some guys from here who founded a business up there, which I had submitted successfully for publication in Indianapolis, and figured, double my money, I'll sell it to somebody else where it's relevant. And a few days later, I get this really awful email back, line editing every single part of my amateurish piece, asking pointed questions about why I would assume anyone would care about this assessment or this description, and what does this have to do with anything, and is this really what you mean, or should you be using this other word? And I shut down for a couple weeks, would look at the email occasionally to feel bad about myself, but I never went back and revisited the piece. It took me a lot more growing up to push through moments like that and learn how to do better work. The reason these two things stick in my memory and why they're relevant to me when I get up to do what I do every day is that language is specific. There is a word for everything, for every feeling, for every experience, for every object. There's a specific word that describes it. And there's no excuse to not use the right word, because if we want to communicate ideas well, if we want to communicate our thoughts and be understood, we have to use the correct language. So while it seems like a petty thing, I obsess over the wording of a sentence or the description of a thing, because if we're not being specific, what's the point? The reason I am passionate about storytelling, the reason why it's been the only consistent thread in my life, is that after we have enough water and air and food and love and shelter, the only thing that really matters is the stories that we share with each other and the desire to understand and be understood. And in some small way, I attempt every day through very specific language to do that.